It's very hard to do an interview when I've heard so much amazing things you say you were involved in. So I guess the first thing is, why don't you give us the 60-second your journey through spooks, fame, and crime, I guess.
That's good.
That's
Well,
right.
well said.
Right.
Well said.
Well said. Really, really well said. It started out in the electronic countermeasures business. I got involved into that, and I sold the first system I had to the State Department and the White House. And the next thing I knew, I was Resident James Bond.
Resident James Bond, what do you
Resident
mean?
James Bond. I was considered a sort of a enfant terrible,
What year are we talking about?
terrible of the intelligence community because of my skills in electronic
Now, when was this?
wiretapping and counter wiretapping.
Really? So tell me, where did you learn to wiretap and create this stuff? When did you first start doing playing with this stuff?
It was legal up until 1968 when they passed these bloody privacy laws
Oh,
that
really?
we that bullshit tore our country to pieces with a thing called Watergate that are totally bogus. I mean, we live in an illusion, a horrible illusion. Watergate was a farce of farces.
But tell me a little bit about your first days walking to the White House. What did you understand your job was going to be? Who were you working for? What agency? What year? What year?
In
Year.
1966,
Who was president?
President Johnson.
And you were working for who?
President Johnson.
And under the auspices of what agency?
State Department.
State Department.
Office of Security and Intelligence.
How did you get that job?
Because I demonstrated a system that made it impossible for a bug to work in its presence.
Really?
Yeah, it was effectively about a 2,000 watt audio uh, amplifier that was amplifying out a square wave signal into a three conductor loop that was about 120 foot, so it knocked off a 120 foot area. That loop, that 120 foot diameter loop, would knock off, I don't know, maybe 300, 400 square feet of area.
Who paid you to develop that?
The White House.
But you said you showed
Chief
it
of
to him.
staff.
You said you
Chief
showed
of
it to
staff.
him, and that's how you got
Chief
the
of
job.
staff.
So,
Chief of
no,
staff.
but you had it before you got the job. You said at the White House. So who?
But I created it. The system was my design.
Were you always into electronics
Yeah.
as your kid?
Yeah.
What did you do as a kid? Did you play with electronics a lot?
Play with walkie talkies and model airplanes.
Did you ever set model airplanes on fire?
Yes.
Yeah. Neil Armstrong used to do that, I heard.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Did you ever put walkie-talkies on model airplanes?
Yeah.
But so let's get back to the White House. You walk in, it's the first day of the Johnson. You're all excited, right? What would you have liked to accomplish there? What was your goal?
Measuring off the area of the inside of the Oval Office to sort of install checkmate.
Checkmate being the anti-bugging device. And when you were there, obviously you did a good job, so it
Led to them asking me if I would work for them on an intelligence basis in the JFK investigation having to do with the cover-up of the assassination.
And who asked you to get involved with that?
The Chief of Staff of the President of the United States, Walter Jenkins.
And why were they interested in the assassination? Was it in Johnson's interest, really?
Well, I was also approached by Senator Kennedy's office through the former Walter Sheridan, who was the FBI guy who put Hoffa away, and they wanted me to run a counterintelligence operation on Garrison because I already had an inside track, and they had figured out that I could be used as the perfect double agent for a while, and it worked. So I became Garrison's chief of security until I caught him faking all the evidence, and I buried him. That's the way it happened.
So who got you the job as Garrison's?
Willard E. Robertson, his chief backer of the Volkswagen distributor in New Orleans. Very close friends since I was a kid.
What did you think about Garrison?
I would have to say from first blush that he was a political opportunist who would not think twice about framing his mother to make a case. Sum of substance.
Huh. Now, what did you uncover?
when I was his chief of security, I uncovered the fact that he was fabricating evidence that he was typing up on a typewriter that he had seized from Clay Shaw, and he was writing letters to Oswald, blaming Clay Shaw for him creating a conspiracy that never happened.
What was his motivation, in your opinion?
Be God. I mean, he was the guy had. I mean, he and I used to discuss how we were going to stepping stone the Kennedy assassination investigation into the White House.
Political ambition.
Sure, why not?
Did you have political ambition?
Sure, why not?
You don't seem like the political ambitious type to me.
I have been. I would say that the political ambition I have